Marvel's Civil War has begun. Again. Civil War II is Marvel's current event series that serves somewhat as a sequel to the original Civil War, and as a major changing point for the Marvel Universe. The first Civil War ran from 2006 to 2007, and featured Captain America and Iron Man fighting over the Superhero Registration Act, as well as national security versus civil liberties. Civil War II features a new Inhuman named Ulysses, who has the ability to accurately predict the outcome of future events around the world, and will deal with themes such as determinism versus free will, as well as personal accountability for events. Captain Marvel wishes to use Ulysses' powers to have predictive justice, and to be able to change the future, while Iron Man wants tomorrow to remain unaltered, and to protect the future. Siding with Captain Marvel, we have heroes such as Vision, Queen Medusa, the Winter Soldier, Hawkeye, Spider-Man, War Machine, Ant-Man, She-Hulk, and the Steve Rogers version of Captain America. While siding with Iron Man, we have heroes such as Black Panther, Star-Lord, Luke Cage, Daredevil, Black Widow, Thor, the Totally Awesome Hulk, and the Sam Wilson version of Captain America. So, with all of that background information out of the way, let's go ahead and take a look at Civil War number 2 and see how well this sets up this epic event. The comic opens with She-Hulk at the end of a court case. She is giving her closing statements for the defense of Jonathan Powers. Her client was a former criminal, who was caught simply talking with a former acquaintance of his. She-Hulk claims her client was set up and trapped when he did nothing wrong. She ends by saying they cannot punish someone for a crime they did not commit, and if they truly live in the land of the free, they must also have freedom of thought above all else. The comic then transitions over to where War Machine is taking care of an assignment in Latveria. Once he finishes with that, he meets up with the President, who offers him the role of the new Secretary of Defense. The President also tells him that being Secretary of Defense is only the first step to him one day becoming President, because it's only a matter of time before a superhero runs for President, and he seems good enough for the job. Over at Ohio State University, a group of students are complaining about one of their classes, and the professor, when they see the Terrigen Cloud approaching. They begin to wonder if any of them could possibly be Inhumans, and the cloud hits. As it passes by, the students look around to see if anyone was affected, and they find two students, Michelle and Ulysses, in cocoons. At the Triskelion, Captain Marvel arrives to check on a few things for the Ultimates and A-Force. She is told she has a visitor. She heads over and is surprised to find Doc Samson there, since he died not too long ago. Samson wants to talk to Carol about everything the Ultimates are doing, and how she's handling things. Carol tells him there are so many problems, so many disasters, and she's trying her best to do everything she can, but there's no way to stop things before they happen, and they all happen so fast. When Samson asks her if she's having problems finding a balance in life, she replies she hasn't had a civilian life in a long time. She realizes that Doc Samson was sent there, and this was just one big therapy session. He replies he's merely concerned for her, and they're doing the best that they can. She-Hulk is seen arriving at the S.H.I.E.L.D. helicarrier, and she meets up with director Maria Hill. She-Hulk reveals she lost the case from the beginning of the comic, but she definitely plans to appeal it because he did nothing wrong. Maria Hill informs She-Hulk that he is already dead. Two other prisoners attacked him, and a guard shot him. When She-Hulk says that he went to jail and died before he could do anything wrong, Maria Hill tells him he would have done crime again. They always do. Back at Ohio State University, there are several news crew gathered around the two cocoons that formed from the Terrigen Cloud. Ulysses emerges from the cocoon looking somewhat normal, while Michelle emerges as a dragon-like creature. The comic ends with Ulysses having his first Inhuman vision, and appearing in a city that has been completely destroyed. This is a very good Zero issue. It helps to set up what a lot of the major characters are going through during this time, and the way the world they are in works right now. She-Hulk and the court case that she was in shows that super criminals are being treated much differently from regular criminals, and her conversation with Maria Hill shows that there isn't any faith in rehabilitation or reformation. The President wants War Machine as his new Secretary of Defense, and eventually for him to become President, because as he sees it, eventually a superhero is going to be President, and he's the only one he trusts. War Machine is very reluctant for this role because he just doesn't feel suited for it. Captain Marvel is trying her best to stop disasters as soon as she can, and she essentially abandoned her life to make sure she can always be there to take action when needed. And she has several different teams set up, from the Ultimates to the A-Force, just to make sure there is always someone who can act. Ulysses' powers to see events before they can occur is the breakthrough that she's been looking for, in making sure there is safety and security at all times. It was a very nice touch to get to see Ulysses get his Inhuman powers and go through the transformation, although I would have liked to see more of him as a human before he got his powers. Zero issues for the most part are able to be skipped over and are just used to set up stories, and that's very much the case here. Not much happens in terms of actually starting the second Civil War, but the character insight we get more than makes up for that. This issue does have its problems though. Iron Man is notably missing from this, even though he's the leader against Captain Marvel, so I can only wonder where we're going to get to see his personal struggles that lead to him siding against using Ulysses' powers. I'm also not sure why She-Hulk is siding with Captain Marvel in this, since her actions in this issue make it seem as though she would be against taking actions before something occurs. I'm sure we'll find out more about why each hero is on each side throughout the entire event, but from what is presented here, it seems as though She-Hulk would be more with Iron Man than with Captain Marvel. Something else about the issue that just really bothered me was the rapid switch from one character to another and one location to another. I know they had a lot to cover in this, but it seems as though there's not enough time spent on every character. We just move from one thing to another very quickly, and we don't get to see a full effect of a scene. Overall, I have to say that Civil War II number 0 is a nice and standard Zero issue. It does a great job setting things up and gives great insight into what the characters are going through. At times, it does try to do a little too much, and the notable absence of Iron Man can be very bothersome, but it's still very enjoyable altogether. Let me know what you thought of Zero issue for Civil War II. Also, let me know if you're going to be Team Captain Marvel and change the future, or if you're going to be Team Iron Man and protect the future. Personally, I'm going to be on Team Captain Marvel and using Ulysses' powers to change the future, because I feel if they have the ability to protect people, to save lives, and to prevent destruction by taking action against events before they can occur, they should use that ability to the fullest. Either way, I hope that you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time!